Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and this is a video response slash contest entry to someone I just found on YouTube named Old Man Funko. I had saw the 13th Wolfman do a contest entry, and the name since he had the name Funko in his video, name, the first thing I thought of was those little toys, and I was like, is he giving away? I was kind of confused at first, and then I realized it was a contest entry. I was like, oh, let me check this guy out. So sometimes one YouTuber will kind of lead me on to another. And the other reason I wanted to enter this contest is because I thought the question was rather interesting. So the question was, what is one thing as a child that really scared you and possibly even stuck with you into adulthood? So I must have been about 5 or 6 years old, and I was living in a basement apartment in the Bronx. And we had one room, which was like my parents' room, and then like a little, kind of like a wall, I guess, dividing us. Then there was like my little part of the room, like a TV and a bed and stuff. And there was another big wall, and if you walked around that wall, abutting that wall was the couch, I think, if I remember correctly. And it's been many years. I think I was like 5, maybe 6. So anyhow, one of the dreams I had was that I was either sitting on the couch or standing near the couch, I don't remember, and the side of that wall, you wouldn't see someone until they walked by the wall, obviously, because otherwise they were behind it. So I had this really weird dream that what I would assume would be the devil, I don't know, sort of like slinked out from, or slinkered, whatever the word is, from behind the wall, and like sort of looked at me, and I got creeped out, and then like went back away, and then sort of like came back again. And the weird part of it was, when you're a kid, your imaginations, runs rampant. This was, the way I imagined it was unlike anything I'd ever seen, like in books and cartoons and movies and whatever else. So the way he was portrayed, or it was portrayed, or whatever, was kind of like what you see now, like as Krampus, sort of, but thinner and not as like muscular. More like a wiry, thin, maybe hairy, kind of like demon with a long tail, but very, very like wiry and creepy looking. And for years, I remember thinking, like, that was a fucked up dream to have as a child, because I have no idea where that came from and why it, like, bothered me so much. And then I was in the mall, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago or something, and they'd always have these, like, vendors sell, this is now real, this isn't part of the dream. They'd always have these vendors selling, like drawings and, like, caricatures, and like they have, like, I have one at home of like Goodfellas. It's like a kind of like a painting of like all the characters from Goodfellas. But they'd also sell like pictures of things from like ads, like a big Budweiser logo or some shit like that. Well, I walked by one and I kind of like stopped in my tracks. Until this day, it reminds me of that devil. I can't off the top of my head remember what the brand name is, but if you type in Green Devil alcohol, it comes up right away. I want to say it's like French. It's some kind of French wine or some shit. And there's this like Green Devil kind of like with his like, it's like cloven hooves or something. And he's kind of like making this weird gesture. And that sort of reminded me of what I had dreamt of. So like for all those years, this stuck with me. But I could never really describe it until I saw this picture, years later in my, I guess, 20s, of this Green Devil alcohol, or whatever the hell it's called. I just can't recall the brand, but you know what I'll do? I'll put a picture of it down in the description if you want to click it, as opposed to go search for it. So that was probably one of the creepiest things as a kid that kind of like stuck with me, and it wasn't even real, or maybe it was. But I guess as a kid, your imagination's all over the place, and you're thinking, and, you have a lot on your mind, and you're questioning things, and whatever. But where the devil came from, I don't know. So, there's my contest entry. Definitely check out Old Man Funko. I will put a link in the description down below to his channel. And that's really it. Thanks guys for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.